Sam Adams, King of TV Bowling. Brought to you by Samuel Adams. Pursue better. Furniture Fair. For style and flair, your best buy is at Furniture Fair. CheapBowlingBalls.com. The only thing that's cheap is our low prices. Powerhouse, the professional's choice. And by Logo Infusion, the best bowling jerseys in the game. Good afternoon, everyone. Vic Amon here for another edition of the King of TV Bowling Sweeper Series. Today we are at the Florence Bowling Center for the Tuesday Super Shootout. And our first match is going to feature Steve Spencer against Joel Ray. Joel Ray was granted a win-a-spot from the Gilmore Lanes event. And he's going to start things out for us on the left-hand lane. Steve Spencer was the higher of two in the qualifier, and he has made Joel start the match. So Joel comes out on fire with a great first pitch. And he is aboard the strike train early in this match. We're now going to get a look at Steve Spencer. Steve's been on a couple of our telecasts in the past, recently. And he gets a great break hitting the wall shot on his first pitch. So these two guys are coming out firing early on in this match. We'd like to thank everybody that stopped on out to the Florence Bowling Center this week. We had another good turnout, and the $500 800 Series bounty is still up for grabs. Folks, you want to get your chance and get out here to the Florence Bowling Center every Tuesday at 6:45. The first person to shoot 800 in the qualifier scratch will win $500 cash. So be sure to get on out here and take your shot at that $500 bounty that they're running. That's a $2 additional entry on top of your 35. As Steve brings his spare back, he goes 7 spare, giving him 20 in the first. Now, this is a handicap match today, folks. It is 80% of 220. So Steve's getting a few sticks on Joel. Joel's a scratch bowler. And he makes a great pitch and gets a terrible break. Headpin went in front of the 10, behind the 7. There's not much he could have done about that one, folks. See if he can bring this back. Give it a run. Throws it hard. And he goes 8 out in that frame. So Joel getting a tough break in the second frame. Looking to recoup here and get back on. They are bowling on a modified house pattern today at the Florence Bowling Center. Pretty tough shot, folks, for a modified house. So don't underestimate when we say house pattern. It's got some tweaking done to it, so it will give you some fits if you don't play it correctly. But Joel makes a great pitch there, flushing the 1-2, and he gets back on the strike train. So let's see how Steve handles this open here. As he stayed clean so far, and he makes another great pitch, flushing the 1-3. Steve pretty much stayed out of trouble the entire qualifier and earlier match play. Has more of the conventional style, goes up the boards, right up the track, lets the ball do the work, and it's paying off for Steve. He's been throwing the ball really well of late. So let's see what he's got in store for us here in the fourth frame. He's wide of the pocket, leaving the 2-4-5. He's going to cut the hook down here, go to his sniper. See if he can bring this back, which is very choppable. So, but he shoots it from the left side and he brings that spare back. So good recovery there by Steve, staying clean, as he has got a comfortable lead at this point since Joel is open. Joel looking to change that here. Let's see if he can get a quick double. Makes another great pitch. Flush in the 1-2. That is vintage Joel Ray there, folks. Ball arcing off from that outside angle. Snapping out that 7-pin. So Joel's got himself a double, and he's looking to chip away at that lead and get back in this match. He makes another excellent pitch. Just absolutely 10 back. Joel Ray strapping the ball for all it's worth. Putting a challenge back to Steve Spencer. So Joel's on the strike train, and he's got some turkey time, folks. So let's see how Steve handles that pressure. Once Joel gets lined up, he's tough to stop. Steve makes a wide pitch here. Getting that little bit of out of bounds, ball rolling out on him. He's a similar combo to what he had last time with the added 7-pin. So, and we got a little bit of a machine malfunction there. We're going to have to get this 7-pin respotted, as Steve left the 2-4-5-7 combination. The Brunswick pin spotter dropped the 7-pin on the way down, so we'll have to get a tech to get that respotted here shortly. But while they are doing that, folks, this Sunday at the Florence Bowling Center, we are running a charity bowling tournament for one of our local greats. Many of you know this name, Nick Vogelsang. He is an absolute staple in the Cincinnati tri-state area. Nick's been bowling in our local tournaments for many, many years, and unfortunately he needs our help. Nick is in the process of going through some complications with his heart, and he is in need of a transplant. This tournament will be running to help Nick with his cost, and like I said, proceeds are going to be helping him out with that. The tournament starts at 9 o'clock this Sunday at the Florence Bowling Center. We're going to have a doubles event. Check-in time is at 8:30, $45 a person to enter. And then we're going to have a singles event to follow at 1 o'clock. And that is also an additional $45. So stop on out to the Florence Bowling Center and help support one of our local greats in this time of need. We're going to be out there with the cameras. We're going to be trying to capture all that footage live for you, as we got some new toys we're currently working in to share all this great action for you folks. And unfortunately, Steve looked like he got iced there. That little bit of a pause messed with his tempo a bit as he chops that spare. So he goes 9 out in that frame. And that's kind of put him in a rock and a hard place now, being that Joel's on that 3-bagger. So let's see if he can regroup and get back on. He makes a great pitch there, flushing the 1-3. Let's hope that that open frame does not cost him this match. Joel Ray on 3 in a row, looking to make it 4. He makes a mistake inside his mark, goes through the nose. As he leaves the 4-7-8. And that's kind of typical about this shot today. There was a little bit of OB. And Joel making a critical mistake himself. Chops the spare, going 8 out in that frame. And that's tightened things up here, folks. As with that open, that puts Joel in the 118 range. But he makes a great pitch there on his comeback, ripping the rack. But unfortunately, he goes 8 out the previous frame. Steve Spencer looking to build on that, as he has a strike up, looking to make it a double. And he makes a great pitch there, folks, getting a love tap on the 10. So Steve has 85 in the fifth with a double working at this point. And he is taking a slight lead again in this match, as he is getting a couple pins on Joel. Joel with 105 in the sixth with a spare up in the seventh. Steve making a great pitch. Thought he pulled it inside of his mark, but it held. It held in that oil, and he's got a three-bagger here. So Steve's on a strike train, and he's got some turkey time of his own. Let's see how Joel Ray responds, and he does well. Getting another key double. But unfortunately, Joel is still down 15 pins in this match. But he's looking to change that situation here. See if he can get another turkey. Makes a great pitch and gets a terrible break, leaving the solid 8-pin. Wow, folks. Ball showing no deflection, going right through the pin deck. And Joel's just firing away. Look out, folks. Wow. Joel not taking any time, just kind of going through the motions. Flags to spare. That's unlike Joel Ray. Not sure what's going on there, folks, but Joel flags the spare and has pretty much handed this match to Steve Spencer. Steve, he gets another strike here, and might be all she wrote. And that's going to be it, folks, as Steve Spencer making a great pitch, getting a great break, tripping out the 9-pin late. Gives him 4 in a row, and he is going to move on today to face Jacob Price in match number 2. Steve goes through the nose in the 10th frame. Just kind of going through the motions now. This could have been a different situation here. It seemed like Joel kind of lost some of his focus. Not sure what was going on today with Joel, but it didn't seem like that was the Joel Ray we're used to seeing. But he will be back. We see him at several of our events, and this will not be his last final. I'm sure of that. So Steve makes the spare, and we're looking to fill this thing out here, as Joel's just looking to get out of Dodge, so to speak, and head back up to the Fairfield area. So he made the long trek down here to Florence. Match is already over. He's just looking to fill it out. Pulls right-handed. Trips a couple pins. But Steve Spencer is going to move on today to face off against Jacob Price, as Joel brings the spare back. But he's looking to fill it out here and move on. But it was a good showing today in the qualifier by Joel. He made some good pitches down the road, just kind of lost focus here in the final. But we'll be seeing more of Joel, I'm sure. It's your winner of match number 1 today, Steve Spencer, 210, to Joel Ray's 185. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back for match number 2.
At Sam Adams, we celebrate the independence that made us an original craft beer pioneer. We bring our best friends to work. We treat every day like Casual Friday. We take beer seriously, not ourselves. We brew beers we want to drink. We hold ourselves to our own standards. We share our passion for great beer. And we share our beer with our friends. Sam Adams, be original, stay independent.
Are your drains slow and always clogging? Herman Services is offering new customers $50 off drain cleaning this month. Click this ad for the coupon today. Herman Services, we stand behind our work because our name is on it.
We're ignited by people who push boundaries, who are fiercely independent, who say, this can be better. The liberties of this country are founded on setting brush fires of freedom, the opportunity to do something that matters, and the relentless quest for a better future. So raise a glass to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
All right, folks, we are back, and we are getting set for match number 2 today, where we will have Steve Spencer facing off against Jacob Price. This will be the first time Jacob Price has made it to our show, and he's going to start out the match here. He is elected to start on the right-hand lane, as he had his choice. Jake is a palm baller of sorts. Gets a lot of revolutions, and he torqued up that first shot, flushing the 1-3, and he's got on the board early with a quick strike. Steve Spencer here, winner of match number 1 today against Joel Ray. Going up the boards again, goes wide of the pocket, leaving the 1-2-8 combination. He's going to look to cover the pins high flush with the ball here and have that ball trail in and take out the sleeper there. So let's see if he can bring this spare back. And unfortunately he pulls it and chops the 2 off the 1-8. So he goes 8 out in that frame. And he's already dug himself a hole quick in this match. As we were watching Jacob Price earlier on, he was just tearing racks up in the warm-ups, so let's see if Steve can get back on here and give Jacob a challenge. Makes a great pitch there, tripping out the 4-9. So Steve gets a break, and he gets a strike in the second frame. So let's see if Jacob can take advantage of that early open. He's got that cupped wrist. 4-step delivery. And he yanks that one inside of his mark, but he goes Brooklyn and gets a great break. Just pushing everything to the right, folks. So Jacob gets a quick double. Going for 3 in a row here. These two have the similar amount of handicaps, so they are bowling scratch in this match. And Jacob makes an excellent pitch. Gets the head pin off the sideboard for the scout. High cross body into the 10. And he has the first 3. So he has put the pressure on Steve Spencer early in this match. Steve is reeling at this point, and he has got to double up here. As he goes wide of the pocket again, leaving the washout, the 1-2-4-10. So he's got the mini picket fence there with the 10 pin. He's going to have to slide the head pin over into the 10 and hope to stay in this match. Makes a great pitch there, cuts down the hook, goes right at it, and brings the washout back. So the winner of this match will face off against a former champion here at Florence Bowling Center, Paul Phillipy, as he is warming up, getting set for things. Steve goes high through the nose, so it looks like he overcompensated for going light the last two shots. His previous pitch on this right-hand lane, though, he got the great break with the 4-9 trip. But he goes a pinch high, leaving the 4-7, brings the spare back. But unfortunately, the way Jacob Price is throwing the ball right now, spares are not going to do it for Steve Spencer. So he's going to need some help by Jacob. Let's see if Jacob can continue to put the pressure on, or if he decides to wave. From what I've been seeing, he's going to give it all he's got. And he threw that one a little bit too hard, caught that oil early. The ball hydroplaned, went through the break point, and not finishing as he leaves the dreaded 2-4-10 split. He's going to cut down the hook here with a harder ball and try and slide that 2-pin over into the 10. But he goes straight at it, and he only gets 2 of the 3 remaining. Goes 9 out in the frame. So unfortunately, Jacob opens, giving Steve Spencer a small window here. Let's see if he can get back on here, stop the bleeding. He's playing that inside line. Ball creeps high through the nose as he leaves the 6-10. Ball had a chance, but that violent break, that hockey stick-like reaction on the back end. He was lucky not to leave the double pinochle, as the 4-6-7-10 was up there for a second. Got a good break, tripping out the 4-7, leaving him just the 6-10, and he's going to cut it down, go straight at it. And unfortunately, he chops the 10 off the 6. Goes open, and this match has totally flip-flopped. Steve Spencer has every opportunity to get back in this and take advantage and take a small lead. So Jacob Price making a critical error, going open. Let's see what Steve can do here. Going wide yet again on that left-hand lane. Trusting it a bit too much, the ball rolling out, not making it back to the hole. It's like Steve's caught in a bit of a middle of the carry down transition here that we're looking at today. Let's see if he can stay clean and stay in contention in this match, and he brings the spare back this time. As he had a previous similar combination on that lane, he chopped it, but he brings this one back, giving himself a chance here. Folks, you too could be our next featured champion. We currently hold qualifiers at Gilmore Lanes, Coleraine Bowl, and here at the Florence Bowling Center. As Steve makes a good pitch there. But this Sunday at 9 o'clock, we're going to hold a special event for Nick Vogelsang, which will mean we are suspending the Gilmore Lanes early shootout at 1 p.m. But the 6:30 Coleraine Bowl Sunday night sweeper will be running. That will be following the Nick Vogelsang charity event. You can stop on out to Coleraine Bowl at 6:30. I believe they are currently voting on patterns, what they're going to shoot on this week. But if you have any questions, give Todd McGill out there at Coleraine, give him a call, and he will get you the information you need. As Jacob goes wide of the pocket, leaving a similar combination that Steve left. But not only at the Coleraine Bowl Sunday night sweeper, you can qualify for our televised event. We also hold every Tuesday night at 6:45 the Super Shootout here at the Florence Bowling Center. Entry fee for these events, $35 a piece at Coleraine and Florence, and just a $30 entry at Gilmore Lanes. So sure to stop on out to one of these great events, and you could be our next featured champion on the King of TV YouTube channel. So Jacob brings that spare back. He is currently sitting at 94 in the 5th frame with a spare up in the 6th. See if he can get back on the strike train here. And he makes a great pitch there, folks, and he gets back on. So that gives him 114 in the 6th with a strike up in the 7th. Steve Spencer currently has 81 in the 5th with a spare up in the 6th. So a little bit over 10 pin difference here in this match. Steve makes a ball change, and it was a good one, folks, as he gets the light mixer. That gets him back on the strike train as well. So these guys are making the adjustments they need to make to get things lined up for this final stretch of match number 2. Let's see if Steve can double up here. So he can finish in the 220s if he takes it out. He makes a great shot there, folks, flushing the 1-3. Steve Spencer's got himself a double, and he has put himself right in a contention to get back in this match. Let's see if Jacob Price has anything to say about that here. As a double by Jacob will continue to hold his current lead. He can still go out for 234 as he goes light in the pocket. Did not get the break on the 10 pin, leaving the single pin spare attempt. He is going to cut the ball down here and go straight at it with a harder ball, and he brings that spare back. So that's tightened things up a little bit now, since Jacob has been unable to double up here. His max potential now is in the 2 teens, but he makes a great pitch there, flushing the 1-3. And he continues to strike on that right-hand lane. Well, the situation is pretty much cut and dry. Steve Spencer, foundation 9th frame, currently on a double. Looking to make it 3 in a row. And ouch, folks, goes through the nose. Ball snapping through the beak, leaves the 6-7 split. And that's a bad spot in this match, folks. Foundation 9th frame, Steve was looking to at least put something kind of positive there on the table. See if he can bring this back. Gave it a valiant effort, but still goes 9 out in the 9th frame. And that changes things very much drastically for Steve, as his max potential now is going to be in the 180s. Goes through the nose again, leaves the 6-10. He has pretty much conceded the match to Jacob, as Jacob is just going to need a solid count and or mark. Steve brings the spare back, but a good showing today by Steve. He made a good run. He's been consistent, making show after show, so I'm sure we'll definitely see him again here soon. As he goes through the nose, leaves the 4-7. But Jacob Price will move on to match number 3 today, and he will face off against Paul Phillipy. Jacob just needs to stay in the building here, get a solid count and a mark, and he will move on. And that was a no-doubter there, folks, so that was the nail in the coffin. Great shot there by Jacob. Also waiting in the wings in today's final match. After we see Paul Phillipy, we have Adrian Guzman. So the Goose is our top qualifier today. He is our top seed. And he will face the winner of match number 3 between Jacob Price and Paul Phillipy. As Jacob made another great pitch there, left the rip 7. He's going to look to fill it out here with a fill. He will be at 202. As Steve Spencer finished at 175 today. Sorry, 203. But he shoots 202 today, folks. And it was enough to get by in match number 2. 202 to 175. All right, folks, we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll be back for match number 3.
Are your drains slow and always clogging? Herman Services is offering new customers $50 off drain cleaning this month. Click this ad for the coupon today. Herman Services, we stand behind our work because our name is on it.
Anthony, what are you doing?
I'm getting fitted so I can get the right mattress to help me get a great night's sleep.
You don't need to do that. Furniture Fair's Bed Match Diagnostic System does it for you. They can custom fit a mattress for you in just 3 minutes. Our sleep specialists use the latest technology to take the guesswork out of buying a mattress to help your body stay properly aligned and supported while you sleep.
Have you been fitted?
Find the right mattress for you only at the Furniture Fair Sleep Center.
I'd say 10.
4 or 5.
12.
How many different beers do you think Sam Adams brews in a year?
I think Sam Adams brews about 10 different beers a year.
I can think of the Boston Lager.
Summer Ale?
Oktoberfest.
Terry Wheat. Ooh, Terry Wheat.
Chocolate Bach.
Are you still pulling them out?
Sam Adams brews over 60 different styles of beer a year.
I'm shocked. This is crazy.
So obviously we were wrong.
I had no idea Sam Adams made this many.
Can I just take them all with me?
This definitely changes my perspective on Sam Adams.
All right, folks, we are back, and we are getting set for match number 3 today, where we will have Paul Phillipy facing off against Jacob Price. Paul Phillipy has elected to make Jacob start the match on the left-hand lane. So we got a couple palm ballers going at it here today. It's Jacob playing the deep inside line, goes through the nose, leaving the 3-pin. Versus Paul Phillipy, who's throwing the ancient Black Beauty rubber ball. So Paul elects to use the harder rubber ball and plays the outside line with the palm ball shot. So a little bit of a different matchup here of the palm ballers, but should be exciting as Jacob brings that spare back. All right, folks, we're going to see what Paul Phillipy has in store for us this week. As he starts out playing that wide outside angle. Ball not finishing today, folks, as he leaves the early washout. The 1-2-4-10. As we stated, he is throwing a vintage Black Beauty, folks. Conventional grip. Just palms it and goes right up the boards with it. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to bring this spare back this time. As he goes 9 out in the first frame. Let's see if Paul can get on the strike train here. We've seen what this rubber ball can do. It's amazing how hard it hits when he gets it there, and folks, there's a good sign of that as he gets a light shaker, shreds the rack, and he gets on the strike train in the second frame. So old or not, that Black Beauty is trucking, folks. He's just got to get it to the hole. So see how Jacob Price handles that early open that Paul Phillipy pretty much dealt him. He goes wide of the pocket, leaving the 2-pin. So it looks like he's getting a little bit of that transition over-under reaction. As he went high in the first frame and now light in the second. Let's see if he can get dialed in here. Bring this spare back. And he does recover and makes the spare. So that gives Jacob 19 in the first with a spare up in the second. As he gets lined up here. He's got that cup release. Playing that inside line, and he is flush in the 1-3. And Jacob Price is on board the strike train. So Jacob gets a strike in the third here. Keeping the pressure on Paul Phillipy. See if Paul can double here, though. He's playing that outside line. There's that Black Beauty, folks. Flush in the 1-3. 6-pin, just enough energy to get that 10-pin out. Paul Phillipy has a double. Just absolutely amazing to me how hard that ball hits here. As the shot here is a modified THS, the outsides are very dry, so a lot of the bowlers either elect to use urethane, plastic, or in this case, rubber. And Paul's got 3 in a row, folks, so he's definitely found something here. He's got his own little niche, and he's making it work. So, defending champ Paul Phillipy is on 3 in a row. As you folks might remember, he edged out Kyle Cook a few weeks back, which was a very, very close match, as Kyle Cook could have shot 280 against him. But Jacob goes Brooklyn, and it doesn't have to be pretty, folks. It's all the same on the paper. Or scoreboard. I mean, you know, either way you look at it. Old school guy here. So Jacob stays in contention this match. That gives him a double here. As he's staring down a 3-bagger by Paul Phillipy. He's looking to get a 3-bagger of his own here. Let's see if he can get some turkey time. As he goes deep inside. Goes Brooklyn again. This time not fortunate enough to kick it out as he leaves the 6-pin. He's going to change to his hard plastic ball. Straighten it out and try and bring this spare back. As he got a break, he yanked it inside of his mark, but just did bring the spare back. So Jacob's staying clean. As he defeated Steve Spencer in match number 2. Paul Phillipy going wide of the pocket again, leaving another washout combination, 1-2-10. The first one he was not able to convert. Let's see if he can bring this one back this time. It's one of the disadvantages of throwing that rubber ball. He's not going to have that big sweeping arc that Jacob has. He's going to have that more direct line, which makes shots like this pretty difficult to bring back, as he just did not have the right angle again on that spare attempt, chopping the 1-2 straight back, and he goes 9 out again. So with that open, that puts Paul Phillipy at 94 in the 5th. With that open, He's looking to stop the bleeding and get back on. As he makes a great pitch, getting that light mixer. Getting that wall shot. Hitting him thin to win, as Slam and Sam used to say. Jacob Price with a spare up currently has 88 in the fourth with a spare up in the fifth. So he can jump out to a comfortable lead, but he goes through the nose, leaves the 3-6-10. Look to cut this down here and bring this spare back. So unfortunately, Jacob opens up there. Gives him 114 in the sixth with that open. Puts his max potential at this point in the 230s. But not now, as he goes wide of the pocket again, leaving another dreaded split combination, the 2-4-8-10. So let's see if Jacob can give this one a run here, as it looks like the wheels are falling off. Made a great shot at that, folks. Unable to get the back sleeper pin as he shot the 2-pin into the 10. Ball deflected quite a bit, and he goes 9 out in that frame. So it was a good shot and a good attempt. But that's opened the door for Paul Phillipy here, folks, as the Black Beauty shreds another rack again. So Paul gets another double here. Looking to make it 3 in a row. So he's staring down another turkey here. Looking to take a considerable lead in this match, as a strike here will put him at 124 in the sixth. And Paul Phillipy yanked that one, and he almost got a break, but he goes 9, leaving the 6-pin. So that gives Paul 123 in the sixth with a strike in the seventh. A spare here will put him at 143 with a max potential of 223 for Paul Phillipy. So he brings that spare back. It's pretty much go time for Jacob Price. For him to have any shot in this match, he's going to have to put himself a little bit of a string together here and get back on that strike train. So let's see if he can do that. As he plays that inside line again. And unfortunately, he has caught the carry down as the ball hydroplanes through the break point as he leaves the 2-8-10 combination again. This one even harder than the previous with the 4-pin. He's going to have to try and shoot something over into the 10-pin, either the 2 or the 8. And he's got the 2-10 combination down as he picks that up, but can't get that back dead wood. So made 2 valiant efforts at the 2-8 combination, 2-8-10 combination, but unfortunately he has 3 opens in a row. This match is not looking good for him. He makes a great shot there, gets another terrible break as the scout was blind. He absolutely shredded that rack. Head pin off the sideboard, shot right in front of that 10-pin. Unfortunately, the wheels have fallen off of this strike train as he opens yet again. Jacob Price now has 4 opens in a row. This match is in all certain terms over. Paul Phillipy is going to move on to face Adrian Guzman. He just has to stay in the building, get Decent count. And he gets a shredder 9-pin here. 9 count, leaving the 7-pin. My apologies. This match is pretty much over already, folks. Unfortunately for Jacob Price, who had a good showing today until the wheels fell off at his strike train. So Paul just barely edging out the 7-pin there. Don't hurt it, Paul. Saving some of that paint. Brings the spare back. As he's just going through the motions here, this match is over. His max potential is 212. As he's looking to get dialed in for today's final. He goes through the nose, leaving the 6, 9, 10. He looks to bring this spare back. He chops the 6, 9 off the 10. But he will move on today, as that was enough. With his handicap, that puts Paul at 211. Jacob can still make it a 180 game with his handicap, as he throws the first one in the 10th there. Trying to make things somewhat respectable here. Gets a strike in the first ball in the 10th. But a good showing today by Jacob. He just kind of lost a little focus there, it seemed like, on his spares. Didn't really get the breaks on the 2-8 combinations. He made some good shots at that. But he goes a little wild shot there, crossing over, leaving the 3-9. Rare leave for a right-hander. Brings that back. Your winner of match number 3 today is Paul Phillipy. He will move on today as he defeats Jacob Price 211 to 182. All right, folks, we're going to take our last commercial break of the day, and we will be back with today's final match.
At Furniture Fair, we don't have stores all across the country. We're located right here in the tri-state area. Our customers aren't numbers, they're neighbors. Your kids probably go to school with our kids. And chances are, your furniture is our furniture. So the next time you're thinking, new living room, new bedroom, think Furniture Fair, the tri-state area's furniture and mattress superstore. For more than 53 years, locally owned, Cincinnati grown.
Are your drains slow and always clogging? Herman Services is offering new customers $50 off drain cleaning this month. Click this ad for the coupon today. Herman Services, we stand behind our work because our name is on it.
All right, folks, we are back. We are getting set for today's final match, which will feature Paul Phillipy going against the Goose, Adrian Guzman. So Adrian has elected to start the match on the right-hand lane today, as he is playing that extreme inside line today with the Honey Badger. Makes a great pitch in his first shot, shredding the rack. And he is on board the strike train early. Let's see how he matches up against Paul Phillipy. As Paul snuck by the semifinal match today. He goes light in the pocket, leaving the 2-pin. See how he shoots the spare. He's going to hook into it. And he does bring it back. So he banked it off the dry. Brought that spare back. As the cool customer wearing the shades. Looking to get lined up here. Unfortunately, the ball is not quite finishing for him. That's one of the drawbacks of the hard rubber ball. It's going to skid and skid a lot when there's some carry down. And he's fighting some of that right now as he leaves another 2-pin. Set, a little unorthodox palm ball style, but he's making it work for him, and he stays clean. So with spare, he's got 19 in the first, with a spare up in the second. He's getting a few sticks on Adrian today in this final, so Adrian's got to do a little bit of work to make things up here. There's Adrian with the 5-step approach. Deep inside line, and he gets a great break on the 10-pin. I don't know what it was that came back and got it. But the head pin was dancing, and the pins were responding. So he jumps out to a quick double. Looking to make it 3 in a row here. Extreme inside line. And he's got 3 in a row, folks. So Adrian's got some turkey time as he gets another light shaker. He's got that honey badger looking good. And he has pretty much made up those pins that Paul Phillipy was posting because of handicap. Let's see if Paul can get on himself here as he goes with the frozen rope. So he just went with the hard one there. Threw it straight in the pocket. And Paul is on the strike train. So let's see if we can have ourselves a little bit of a tighter match here, as a couple of these last matches have been a little bit lopsided. Paul unable to get the double. He goes light in the pocket again. The Black Beauty is not finishing for him on that right-hand lane. As he's got himself a few left here. Got to clean up this mess. He left the 2-4-5-7. As he hooks it into it, and he does bring it back. So Paul's staying clean. But unfortunately for him, Adrian is on a string as he has the first 3. Looking to make it 4 in a row here. High backswing, 5-step approach. And he's got that wall shot working today. He's hitting them thin to win, as Slammin' Sam used to say. Adrian Guzman has the first 4. So the Goose is heating up. Looking for the front 5.
You have to buy your own gas. They're giving away a Thunderbird. We're going to Boca. Boca Raton with the Thunderbird.
As he goes to the rosin, wipes the ball off. He's up against that ball return, folks, playing that deep inside line. And he gets a great break again. Just 6-pin, snapping out that 10. Adrian Guzman has the first 5 in this final match today. Don't go away, folks. We might have something special here. As Paul with a little lost thought on the wrong lane. He gets reset as they kind of flip-flop from starting on the right lane to the left. Paul, unfortunately, unable to get that Black Beauty to turn the corner as he goes washout yet again. Another 1, 2, 4, 10 combination. He has yet to convert one of these yet. Let's see if he can get a break and get one, as he left a couple in the previous match. And he has yet to convert the washout combinations tonight. Unfortunate for Paul as he opens up. And that gives him 84 in the 5th. With a max potential scratch of 234. But he's got some work to do to get to that, as he goes light in the pocket yet again, leaving the close bucket combination, the 2-4-5. This is probably one of these situations where Paul needs a little bit more ball here. No pun intended, but the Black Beauty just is not able to get the corner turn today on this little bit longer pattern. And unfortunately, he chops that spare. And this one's going to be over quick, folks, as Adrian's already on the first 5. Paul goes back-to-back opens. Adrian's pretty much setting it to cruise control here at this point, as he looks to make it 6 in a row here. And he makes a good shot. Unfortunately, the streak has ended. So his bid for the perfect game has gone by the wayside. But a good run nonetheless, as he leaves the 2-8 combination. He's going to change balls here as he goes to the mix. And he brings that spare back. So just a walk in the park at this point for Adrian. He stays out of trouble, and he's got himself a win this week. But we still got 4 frames to go. Anything can happen, but unfortunately for Paul Phillipy. But hold on, folks. There's that anything you can happen moment, as Adrian floated one way too far to the right. The ball drops into the channel. And he has lost that mark, folks, so things have tightened up a little bit here, as that puts him in the 140s in the 6th frame. Let's see if he can bring this spare back. He goes wide again. Uh-oh. The ball does make it back to the hole. I think his heart flew out of his chest as he almost went double channel. But he goes open in that frame. And that has tightened things up considerably. So Paul's got a little bit of daylight at this point, as he still has 2 teens on the table. But unfortunately, he goes through the nose. He's got to convert here. Adrian can still finish out in the 240s. So Paul's got to stay clean, and he's still going to need a lot of help by Adrian Guzman to get back in this match. But he's got to make the spare, and he's got to strike. So he does cover the spare, stops the bleeding. Let's see if he can take 10 back here, get back on the strike train. Paul Phillipy makes a great shot there, finally gets the mixer that he was looking for, and he's got himself a strike. So So with his sticks, things have tightened up a little bit. As Adrian looking to get back on himself. Makes another good pitch. Swishes the rack. But he still has a max potential in the 240s. Paul's giving him a little bit of push as he can still go out in the 2 teens. But he controls his own destiny as he goes way inside again. And the ball breaks sharply as he got that hockey stick-like roll. Leaves the Durbin, the 3.6910. So let's see how he handles this double wood behind the 3-pin. Throws the mix. And unfortunately, he chops the spare. So that opens the door a bit. Not much, but it is open. Let's see what Paul Phillipy can do with it. Either way, he's going to have to strike and put some pressure on. Looking for a double here. And he gets a great break. Head pin off the sideboard. I can't remember the last time a Black Beauty's thrown a scalp, but Paul Phillipy's got one here today. As the head pin went straight into the 10. And he's got himself a double. So Paul showing a little bit of life here. Let's see if he can bang this out. Unfortunately, he goes light again on that right-hand lane, who has just been basically just giving him nothing but trouble. As he leaves another 2-4. See if he can bring this spare back. And he does. So Paul looking to make it somewhat respectable here. He can't really give Adrian much of a push, but he's going to make him show up in the 10th anyway. Paul with a fill here. He can end up with his handicap in the 200s. And he gets a great fill shot there. So that puts Paul Phillipy at 204 with his handicap. Adrian Guzman just needs a mark, and he will be today's winner. As he makes a great pitch there, folks, a no-doubter. As the head pin came off the sideboard, the 10 was already on its way down, but he just put the foot on the throat there and made sure of it. He's looking to close this out here. Changes to the mix. Goes light as this match is over. Leaves the 2-7. But a great showing today by Paul Phillipy. Got that Black Beauty working. He was very highly up there in the qualifying scores. He just ran into a buzzsaw today in Adrian. But your winner today is Adrian Guzman, as he defeats Paul Phillipy 211 to 204. Folks, you can catch all this great action on YouTube TV. Brought to you by Cincinnati Bell, Phi Optics. King of TV Bowling has been sponsored by Samuel Adams. Pursue better. Hammer. Nothing hits like a hammer. Powerhouse, the professional's choice. CheapBowlingBalls.com. The only thing that's cheap is our low prices. Logo Infusion, the best bowling jerseys in the game. Furniture Fair, for style and flair, your best buy is at Furniture Fair. Folks, if you enjoy this great action, please be sure to like and subscribe to the King of TV Bowling on YouTube. Thanks for viewing, everyone. Until next time.